Hey everybody.
Hey,
Someone just interrupted us. It seems like that's a theme at Starbucks. Next time we'll leave it in so you can see what happens when we come to Starbucks. But I'm Keith,
Kyle.
and we sincere apologies from us about not having the audio last week. It is 100% my fault. I keep telling Kyle that my iPad has a better camera than his computer, and my snobbery has not really ever been rewarded. Other than high quality images, but the sound didn't work at all last week, so joke's on me.
And it centers us when we talk.
It does a really cool thing where it kind of like follows us around, you know.
But that's not why you're watching this.
I think they're watching it for us.
Yeah.
To look at us.
Yeah, the top two people in the league.
The top two teams in the league, and we've swapped places a couple times.
1 point.
1 point, baby. 1 point matters. It absolutely matters. And I got my third high score, weekly high score, edging out Wally, whose team absolutely terrifies me. For the record, I'm putting it 100% out there. Wally, your team, I'm really terrified. In addition to Kyle's team, I'm also terrified of your team. And no one else's, Carlos.
Very nice of you to say. So last week we kind of mentioned about Real Ryan Sharp, also known as Jerry. We compared him to
Ray.
Yeah.
So we showed that little video, and I'm sure you didn't watch it that long. If you did, props to you for watching that long into it with no audio and trying to figure out what we were saying. We showed this, if you can remember the scene in The Last Jedi, where Rey goes down into the cave of mystery, and then she's like, "Who am I?" And then she like taps the wall thing that's a mirror, and then it's just like a million pictures of her. It makes so much sense.
And that's kind of how we think of Ryan.
Whenever we think of you, we think, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
And then we thought maybe we'll finally understand who Ryan is.
And when we tap the DM for Real Ryan Sharp, it was just
a bunch of pictures of him going.
And it goes into the abyss. We don't know where our message goes, or if he ever sees them, or anything like that.
We don't know if his name is Jerry or if it's Ryan. We're not sure.
Yeah.
But congratulations on your win 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I think last week actually.
Last week?
I don't know.
We lost track because it's been so many weeks since we've done this.
Yep.
But you're not the worst team in the league. Those honors go to Griff, who is not even starting any quarterback at all in a super flex league.
How do you feel about that?
I don't like it, but I understand why you're doing it.
Yeah. Maybe he could get Kendall Hinton, and maybe he has quarterback eligibility from last year when he played that one game at quarterback.
Yeah.
And he'll get a catch or two.
That'll totally work. 1.2 PPR points.
Yeah.
There you go.
Better than what Drew Lock's doing. So
that is true. And probably better than what Justin Fields is doing.
Also, very true. Very true. So you want to look forward to this week? Or?
Yeah. So I think this is a big week. This week it could be a turning point for a few teams. I put it in the chat already, but it's 1 versus 2, 3 versus 4, and 5 versus 6.
And 7
versus 9, I think. So they're all, the parity between the matchups is really there.
Yeah.
And it means that the standings will almost certainly, except for in our case where I'm going to beat Kyle, they'll change.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll see.
Odds are that the standings will shift around a little bit after this week.
Odds are that I have a 70% chance, according to Sleeper.
Sleeper thinks that you've got good odds, and I will take those odds.
Yeah.
I'll prove you all wrong.
But yeah, it should be good games. Carlos is he's got his week without any of his Raiders. So Waller is out. Jacobs is out. I mean, Jacobs is always out, right?
Jacobs is frequently out.
I don't think he's
sadly
played this year, has he?
He has
Maybe once,
a couple times.
couple times. Yeah. But
He's played more than CMC. I can say that.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I think I've played more than CMC.
You probably have, yeah. In the last couple of years, yeah.
Since
If you caught a football from somebody just playing catch, I think you played more football than CMC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited to see how we're gonna really see how the league's gonna be shaken out after this week. So yeah, it should be an interesting week. And one of the matchups, you have the two bottom teams in Jeff and Griffin Sunshine. So I'm excited to see, who's positioning themselves for that bye. I think Jeff is really trying to position himself for that bye without a quarterback.
Clearly he is. I think that's exactly his point.
Yeah. So
what he's going for.
Well, his pick can be higher.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that how tanking works?
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you, Jeff. Looks like you do unfortunately have a 44% chance of winning this week.
Yeah.
So it might backfire.
Better odds than Keith.
That was cold. That was cold. Well, I think I'm really excited to see how this whole week turns out. And it's been a fun season so far. We are more than halfway done now. So we're 7.5 weeks in to a 14 game regular season.
I think there's
14
18 weeks in the regular season. 17 of them are fantasy. Football.
So 14 in the regular season.
Yeah.
So we're more than halfway done with the regular season. And so things are starting to firm up, and you can see that in the standings, really that last playoff spot, there are really only 2 or 3 teams that are fighting for. Really just 2 teams fighting for that last playoff spot. Looks like there's 7 teams that have a good chance of making the playoffs overall, and 6 spots. So
get better soon, Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Sorry, Blake. Your team has lost 10 straight, according to.
Yeah, that's rough.
That is rough.
Well, anyway, that's all we have for you this week. We'll be back next week with a actual video, and hopefully. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else going on next week.
All right.
So
cool. Well, good luck in your matchups, and we'll see you guys next week.